Guardless, Chapter 4, Resistance. We lose track of the armored Mercedes and divert to a bombed-out hamlet to gain our bearings. We cautiously sweep the perimeter. Admiral Acorn points out that the dual candlelight in the windows makes this town resistance-friendly. Several villagers emerge from their war-torn homes and cautiously greet us. They are starved and dirty, yet their eyes are hopeful and defiant. Houses are burnt out and full of bullet holes, and a bomb crater marks the end of Main Street. Admiral Acorn doesn't ask to be dismissed before he's amongst the children, sharing the last of his meager ration. He's always talking about his kids back home. I often wonder if he's trying to raise other people's kids to make up for the fact that he might not make it home to raise his own. A young girl approaches the private, leans in and whispers in his ear. He turns bright red, takes her by the hand, drags her to a bench, sits her down and starts lecturing her. She cries a little, but he gives her the last of his ration, and they hug and she goes home to her family. The young, handsome private has two sisters back home, and whenever a woman is in danger of debasing herself, he does the big brother act. Then I see her, and I'm happy and confused and frightened all at the same time. During war, men don't have time for love. And before the war, I was so focused on the battle ahead, I never gave a single thought to a family or a wife. I would not make the mistake of my father and burden his son with my sins. But as I watch her distribute rations among the wounded, I'm stopped by the throbbing in my cob. Blonde, silver hair atop a nice brown coat that is probably delicious when salted and baked, and lenticels dot her face in beautiful imperfection. I fantasize about how buttery white she is underneath the scars of war and seasoning. But I shouldn't be having these thoughts. Not now, with the enemy so close. "Oi, Commander! You got a broken jaw or what?" she says in a brogue accent. I'm sorry, I was gawking. Her smile teases me. "This is such a humble town. What would you be gawking at there?" "It's just so rare to catch a glimpse of beauty on the battlefield." It's the best line I can come up with.
"Oi, me thinks there's beauty everywhere. You just have to accept the aesthetic of horror."
She smiles at me knowingly, then thrusts out her hand.
"Me be Granny Tot of the Clan Tots and captains of the Spud Brigade. We've been running up and down the front, sabotaging gobbles, cider factories, and popping camps."
"Commander E.A. Guardless. Most people call me Guardless." I turn to the sergeant, who's held himself back from the villagers and eyes the young spud suspiciously. "And this is Sergeant Colonel." The colonel grunts dismissively, then says to me, "We should keep moving, Commander. Maybe this non-corn knows where the cranberry and the yam were heading."
"Cranberry assassin? You saw him?"
I'm not sure I like the gleam in her eye when she says the name. "Yes, about 5 clicks back. He and the yam," the Admiral says as he rejoins us.
"And wasn't it such a shame that the base did not explode when we drove away, Commander?"
These bases should really be rigged to self-destruct, what with all the genocide and war crimes and all.
Yum,
she whistles.
"If that psychopath is with them, then you boys are in luck."
"Oh yeah? Why's that?" the sergeant grumbles.
"Because that means they're heading to the baked goods section, the hideout of the mighty Manzanas. Yam's specialty unit and the doctor's bodyguard."
Her grin darkens, her eyes go cold.
"And we've been planning a raid on the bakery for months. With you lot, we'll make the big turkey pay once and for all."